Thank you for making me something to eat. I didn't realize how long I'd been at that computer trying to figure out where Father's henchman, Otto Kraus, was hiding Beth and Marty.
Look, I know how important it is to you to find your son with Louise. It's important to me, too.
Thank you for understanding.
And I remember being afraid that I'd lost James for good until I tracked him down here to Harmony. So I know how you feel. And I promise you, we won't stop until we find him and bring him home to you.
Oh, sorry.
Hi.
Eve, what are you doing here?
Oh, I'm just looking for Julian. You know, he called me to say he was on his way back from the hospital seeing Alistair, and I haven't seen him, so I thought maybe he was in the library having a nightcap.
Julian went to see Father in the hospital?
Well, it's for appearance's sake, because Alistair's still unconscious.
Oh, well, we were just heading into the library ourselves.
You know what? I've just remembered. I've got to help James with some counting project for nursery school tomorrow.
They give out homework in nursery school these days?
Can you believe it? It's quite a rough world, eh? Can I meet you back at the B&B later?
Of course. I'll do some more research, and then I'll see you there.
Okay, great.
Drive safely.
Dr. Russell?
So things are going very well with you and Chris.
Amazingly well.
Honey, I'm so happy for you.
I still can't believe it. You know, after I lost Luis, I thought that I would never be happy again. But Chris proved me wrong. He's taught me how to live, how to love again. And he's promised to help me find my son. We have a lead on where Father might be hiding him.
Oh, sweetheart, that's wonderful.
It is. If all pans out, I'll get my son back.
Oh, Julian and I will have our fingers crossed for you.
Thank you. Well, let's go in the library and see if Julian's in there decompressing after seeing Father.
Honey, I've been looking all over for you.
Sorry, my love. I was on my way up to bed. Teresa was in the nursery, and we came down here to talk.
Teresa, you seem upset.
Please don't encourage her. She knows that Ethan wants to take Gwen and Jane and leave Harmony.
Oh, the transfer.
What transfer?
Gwen made Ethan ask Julian to transfer him to the ends of the earth just so I lose any chance of getting him back.
They want some relief from the stress that Teresa's causing.
No, Julian. Gwen is desperate to hold on to Ethan and steal my daughter in the process. Please help me. Please help me convince Julian not to accept Ethan's transfer out of Harmony. Look, Ethan and I love each other. We belong together, and I can't live without him any more than he can live without me. Help me, please, help me. Convince Julian not to accept Ethan's transfer out of Harmony. Tell him that Ethan has to stay here with my child.
I don't think that's wise, given everything that's happened.
I agree with Sheridan.
I don't understand. I don't understand how you can't see my side. I know you both know about true love, right? Your relationship with Luis, your relationship with Julian. True love brought you guys together and kept you together despite every single thing that happened.
But Teresa, this isn't the same situation. Ethan is happily married to Gwen.
No,
and he
he's
loves
not
her.
happily married to Gwen, and no, he does not love her. He loves me, and I love him.
Teresa, Ethan loves Gwen, and you know that.
That's what I told her.
Not the way that he loves me.
Maybe that's one of the reasons why Ethan wants to leave Harmony. So that he can make your life easier, less stressful, so you can focus on protecting little Ethan from Father.
Right, and when Alistair dies,
Soon, we all hope.
then you can find yourself a new love.
A new love. I don't want a new love. I want Ethan. And Gwen knows that we belong together.
Well, I dare say Gwen would disagree.
Well, then she would be lying to you.
So you still think that fate will bring you and Ethan together?
Absolutely.
Teresa, that's not true. Every time you and Ethan have tried to come together, something tears you two apart. I think that's the message that fate is trying to send you. That you and Ethan just don't belong together.
Wow, I can't even believe that you're saying this, Sheridan, to me. After everything that happened with you and Luis. Right? Fate brought you guys together.
That's true, up to a point. But Luis is beyond my reach now. Just as Ethan is beyond yours. I had to move on, and so do you. And it wasn't easy for me, just as I'm sure it won't be easy for you, but you have to try.
Chris brought happiness to Sheridan, and once you're free of father, I'm sure there's someone out there other than Ethan who can bring happiness to you.
At least just be open to the possibility.
No, the only man that will make me happy is Ethan.
Even though he's a married man with a wife and a child to tend to. I mean, what kind of respect do you have for him?
You know, Julian, Ethan is too good for his own good. He only married Gwen out of guilt for getting her pregnant, Julian. And as for Jane, she's my little girl with Ethan.
When you tricked him into committing adultery.
Because I needed to be pregnant to get my son back, Dr. Russell. Yes, my son that Gwen stole from me, and I thought that I miscarried their embryo.
Their embryo that you tricked the hospital into implanting in you instead of Gwen and Ethan's chosen surrogate.
Because I didn't have a choice.
No, that's no reason. That's just an excuse for bad behavior.
No, Julian.
I'm afraid so, Teresa. Look, when there's true love between two people, schemes and tricks can't bring them together, in bed or in life.
You know what? I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I'm here. I'm not going to listen to any more of this.
Teresa, we're just trying to help you.
No, you're not trying to help me. You're against me, and I'm going to prove you wrong. I will stop Ethan from leaving Harmony.
I don't have a good feeling about this.
Neither do I.
I'm afraid Teresa's gonna have to learn the hard way when it comes to Ethan.
So Julian says your Aunt Rachel may have given you a lead on Marty's whereabouts? That one of Alistair's henchmen may be keeping Beth and Marty from being found?
Mm-hmm. Otto Kraus. We know he's a U.S. citizen, so we're trying to learn his whereabouts by the use of his passport.
Well, you know, of all people, Julian and I know how important it is for you to find your son and bring him home.
Thank you, Eve.
Is Chris coming back to help you this evening?
I doubt it. He remembered something he had to do with James.
I really appreciate your concern for my safety, but I've had security increased here at the mansion since this room was ransacked and since you caught that person trying to smother Alistair.
Well, what about the threat to Alistair?
I think it's diminished now that he's incapacitated.
I agree. Now that Father can't hurt anyone, I think whoever tried to kill him is hoping that nature finishes the job. And if Father does die, I've come to believe that Otto Kraus will no longer have any reason to hide Beth and Marty. So either she'll be on her own and easier to find, or we'll trace Marty down through Otto. Bottom line is, for the first time in a long time, I have hope that Chris and I will find Marty and bring him home.
You have a lot of faith in Chris, don't you, Sheridan?
I had my suspicions at first, but now I trust him completely. The man is too honest to have any secrets.